Yo, what's up, man? You got the bringing the business crew in the house, man. What's up, Nick?
Man, what's going on with you, man? Shit, you see, I'm out here in North Dakota State, man. With my son, I got a little camp visit, man. I'm sitting out here just chilling.
Okay, okay. So how is that, man? How was the recruiting process, man? Like, first of all, how is it for him, and then just period, how was the process, period?
I mean, for him, it's a grind, man, because it's like, to be honest with you, he an undersized wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if he was 6 feet, 6'3", some shit like that, it'd be, what I'm saying, night and day. But it's a grind, really. You know what I'm saying? It's coming out to these different schools because they're inviting us out, but he still got to come out and do his thing.
So
So
when he come out, like he actually got to work out with him. He practice with. How does that go?
yeah, he working out. He doing all of like the little measurables and stuff, like the height, weight, broad jump, vertical, 40, the shuttle drills and all that stuff. So he doing all of that stuff, and they just got finished doing like different little catching drills and stuff for the quarterbacks they got here. So it's a bunch of kids out here that they invited out. Uh, I don't know how many people from Illinois, but most of them from a surrounding area like Minnesota, stuff like that. Because Minnesota right off the cusp of North
I'm
Dakota.
just saying, how long is that drive?
Feels like 9.5.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Yeah, it
So
wasn't
now
bad
you
at
could
all.
just in your life, you could cross out North Dakota as a spot you'd have been to.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Cause you probably, besides going there on some football shit, you probably would have never went to no North Dakota.
Never came to North Dakota, G. Never came here. I
What
mean,
is
not to
North
say it's
Dakota like?
bad. I mean, it's cool. I ain't really did much. I went to a couple stores and shit like that. One thing good about North Dakota, I guess they around the same thing as Minnesota, so ain't no sales tax on like the clothes and shit. So I mean, that's good. I went and bought him some stuff. So like, I looked at the price. I looked at the total. I was like, damn, okay, shit, hey, cool. No sales tax. So
What is the population like? Any brothers there?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But they knocking down the white chicks though. You know what I'm saying?
So, like just on the outside, just driving around, you see black people.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hmm. Yeah, you see black people.
Okay,
I mean, I'm
okay.
not gonna say it's probably more white than black, but you still see black people though.
North
So
Dakota somewhere I probably would have never thought to go to. Man,
you know,
but it's still impressive though, man. I like to follow his and other ones, the recruitment. I wish that was something that I kind of envy them brothers for that type of stuff. When I played, I had a couple D3 schools here locally that what I'm saying wanted me to play, and then one Iowa school. But shit, in North Dakota, y'all have been to Louisville, y'all have been somewhere everywhere, man. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's that's
Bowling
dope.
Green. Yeah, we
Like
went to
that's
Bowling
dope to
Green.
even had like the opportunity or to even have them as a possibility to be able to,
Yeah,
go to. So that's dope, man. That's
yeah. I
dope.
mean, it's cool. I'm trying to, just kind of keep him focused on what he's supposed to be doing and stuff. He a teenager, so he in and out of, focus on certain things. But he good though.
It's hot as hell out there.
Nah, it's like 76 degrees, perfect, really. It's perfect here. I know it's hot over there where you at in Chicago, but nah, it's perfect here, dude. Nice little breeze, everything, man.
Okay.
See, I'm sitting down in the little chair, chilling in the, what I'm saying, in the parking lot. Out here in North Dakota State University. I'm just chilling, man. He over there eating.
So what do? You just drop him off to them, and then the rest, he on his own to do the rest, or what? How does that work?
Well, so I could have. So they had a thing where he could have came back by himself. They'd have set him up in the dorms, and but I decided, well, we both decided just to drive down here together. And then like, so when you drop them off, I mean, I could have stayed, but I had dropped them off, let them do like the little measurable stuff. I went and picked up a couple things, and then I came back to watch the other little drills he was doing. So like today is from shit. We got here like 7 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning. So today is from like 7 to 9 o'clock at night.
Damn.
So yeah, so they got it split up in different little sections or whatever. Like right now, they went on lunch at 5. But dinner, I mean, dinner from 5 to 7:30, I believe it is. It's just then lunch was from I think it was like 12 to 2:30.
So when they go back at 7:30, it's still more physical work.
Well, I mean, yeah, they got to do like I think Nick said something like a 7-on-7 type thing that they're gonna be doing. They're
So
gonna do
damn,
that for a
throughout the
couple
day,
hours.
ain't no rest period. I know the meals is. So I mean,
Well,
you
yeah,
go you
the
supposed to
meal
get
pretty
your
much a
nap.
rest period.
You supposed to get your nap during that time or something.
Yeah, that's the rest period right there. That lunch was 2 hours, a 2 hour lunch and a two hour dinner.
Okay,
Yeah.
man. It's you know what, one thing about our show, man. We kind of go with the flow, man. And it's funny that you called me and that we on right now talking about this. So I'm back in school, man. So I've been doing homework. So I just finished a paper, man.
Yeah.
And the paper I had to read an article and then give an article review and also give like my, how it what it did, like how it relates to me or stuff like that. So the article I read was I can't remember the exact title, but it was about a study that they did about fathers when it comes. And I know yours right now with the trip that you're on is more extracurriculum or sports and stuff like that. But it was an article about the importance of fathers and education,
Mm-hmm.
and it just talked about how like due to mothers being more into the workforce and everything like that, fathers had to step up more on the educational side. And they just did
Mm-hmm.
a survey from 5 different countries, like 166 men, and they talked about the factors of that influenced um, the involvement of fathers, co-parenting, father's self-esteem. Like if the father was educated himself, he's more likely to help and be involved with his children's homework,
Mm-hmm.
uh, work. His occupation and the overflow from work. Like if he works a hard job or he works a stressful job or whatever, he's not likely to come home and help with homework.
Okay.
So it was a very interesting article, and it just talked about like I say, the involvement of fathers and the increase of the involvement of fathers. It wasn't necessarily a black white thing,
Yeah, yeah.
but it was just fathers as a whole. So and now you on a trip right now, what I'm saying, being involved as a father. So that's just pretty dope to me.
Yeah, like with me, like even when they were smaller kids, I would always help them out, with their homework and make sure like and it wasn't like a thing where like their mom wouldn't help. I would feel I don't know how your wife is. I know she's an educator, so it's probably different, but for their mom, she really like she would help, but like her patience wasn't there for it. You know what I'm saying? And you know how like with kids, when you impatient with them, you uh kind of throw them off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, you think they should know it, but then again, it's like now you kind of stressing them out because you like, why you don't know this? You know what I'm saying? So I was like the cooler head,
Okay.
with that. So she helped a lot, but it was just like certain subjects like math was a subject that she really couldn't, and not because she didn't know it, because it was like frustrating. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I mean, I've been doing it for a while as far as like, helping out with the schooling and stuff like that. And man, going up to the school for situations, you know what I'm saying? And, that was life. That was really on my job. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that happened in school, I would go up there and take care of it. Be and it and I mean, luckily for me though, like my kids didn't really get in trouble in school. You know what I'm saying? Like at all. I mean, some parents, had to go up there for like suspensions and shit like that. Like I never had to go up there for nothing like that. Like it would be something along the line of just making sure that their grades was good and making sure, you know what I'm saying, if they had to do some type of extra work, ask could they do some type of tutoring and shit like that. But it was never really anything involved with like
Behaviors and
discipline. Yeah, nah. Luckily for me, like nah.
right. Right. Yeah. So I'm kind of that parent. I'm not as involved in homework and stuff like that as my wife is. Like you say, she's an educator, and she kind of goes over and beyond. And I used to think that was doing too much until
Yeah.
I started working in the school system and seeing how far kids are behind. And
Mm-hmm.
so for her to be putting the extra in to make sure that my children are not behind or are at level or whatever, man, I applaud it now. I didn't understand it until I was able to see, the status of a lot of these kids. So
So before you became an educator, were you even involved into like the schools at all? Like, did you know like what was going on inside the schools at all?
just their schools, or you just saying schools, period?
Just schools, period. Where you kind of
Not
like,
not not really. And I'm gonna tell you something. I've been saying this ever since I got started in them now. So from my parents to my siblings, like you say, my wife, everybody's educators and in the school system and everything. You don't understand what goes on in them schools until you in there.
yeah,
Like they could come home and give you all the stories of what happened and give you all this, that, and the other. But until you were in there and you see a lot of that stuff, you won't understand it. You
I
know what I'm
know.
saying? So a person can tell you all day long what goes on and what's happening and all that. Until you in there, you won't grasp everything that they trying to explain to you.
Right? So the reason why I asked you that is because like when I first got on the job, one of my first part-time jobs was working in the schools.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I started when I think I was 27. I was I started at a part-time job at Earl Elementary School. It's in Inglewood. It's like right off of 62nd, 61st, I can't think of the name of the street, but it's like right off of Ashland. It's a few blocks west of Ashland, like on 61st. And I noticed it like man, like these kids don't really know, you know what I'm saying? And then it kind of hit me a little bit more because I was in Earl for maybe about 2, 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was there for about 2, 3 years, maybe two. And then I transitioned over to do you know what Urban Prep High School?
Yeah,
So Urban Prep when
and,
they had
and
first opened
Inglewood,
up,
as well,
yeah,
right?
yeah, in Inglewood. So I had got a job at Urban Prep right when they was kind of like opening up. That's when they first started. And Inglewood and Urban Prep was at one half of the school, and Inglewood High School was on the other half of the school.
Right.
So I noticed that too. Like these kids couldn't read. Like you in high school, they can't read, they can't do math, and then they fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? Because they just so frustrated at not knowing stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they would just take all the aggression off on fighting each other. You know, trying to act like they tough and all that shit. And I noticed that then, like, damn, like these motherfuckers, I don't know, and they passed them though, b.
And see, not to cut you off, that's what I've been waiting to say. Like I've been waiting on the break so I can say it's about design, bro.
Of course,
It's about design, and I'm gonna tell you why I've figured that out. First of all, the curriculum that they teaching ain't the same curriculum that we used to get taught. Like they don't teach them how to write in cursive. They
nope,
don't
yeah,
teach them. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I this past year I was a social justice teacher, right? That's the subject that I taught, and I saw K through eighth.
okay,
And you would give them assignments, bro. And okay, so look, put it this way: social justice is basically about equality, diversity, all that type of stuff, right? So that's the type of stuff that your lessons should be based on.
right.
Okay, but here you are, you got some 6 and 7 graders, and you give them a lesson, an assignment to complete, where what I'm saying, they have to research this, do this, that, and the other. You can't even like fully give them an assignment because you have to end up teaching spelling and reading and you know what I'm saying. So it's like, bro, I ended up and the good thing about it, the program, see, the school I'm at, they had just changed their name to social justice school, whatever. So the program was just coming off the ground, so it wasn't a lot of curriculum and everything like that. So I ended up having to just come up with my own curriculum. And in the middle of me coming up with my own curriculum, I can't. I part of the class we did math, we did reading, we did spelling, we did. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't, in good faith, sit up here and teach these people, teach these kids some diversity and equality shit, and they can't read, or they, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta, I had to break it down and teach them some other shit, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't feel right just teaching about some diversity and some LBG, cute type shit or whatever like that. And they can't read. Which one is more important? Learn about diversity, or you know what I'm saying? Learning how to, bro. Fifth, sixth grade, seventh, eighth grade. I ain't bullshitting. Eighth grade can't tell time, bro.
yeah.
Can't look at a clock and tell time.
But
Man,
see,
bro, I started teaching them how to tell time, bro.
think about this though. Like you said, it's designed to keep us at a certain status. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's designed for. Because you look at it like this: when we was growing up, everything that you're talking about was taught to us. You know what I'm saying? We had spelling tests every week. We had 10 words. You had spelling tests every week. Those
They don't
words
do
were,
spelling tests no more. You know that,
I know
right?
that. I know they
Okay.
don't. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I've been in the school system as a police officer. So I know everything you're talking about. They don't have spelling tests, like you said, they don't do cursive writing anymore. They read comprehension. You know how we did read comprehensions. We had paragraphs to read. We had to answer the questions and stuff like. They don't have stuff like that no more, B. You know what I'm saying? In math, they used to break that shit down to us. They like literally used to break that shit down to us. They not. I'm telling you, they doing. I don't know who making this curriculum. And the thing is, I get it as teachers. Like that's y'all job. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, like these teachers got to say, man, what the fuck is this shit? You know what I'm saying? Because you know you ain't teaching them motherfuckers everything they supposed to know. If you in second grade, first, second grade, and you ain't giving out spelling tests, huh? So how they learn how to spell then?
And you know the teachers are expected to stick to the curriculum.
Yes, I know that.
So it's like I want to divvy off and go into this, but then I'm gonna get in trouble because I didn't cover this little bullshit curriculum, but I'm skipping over the basics of what the child needs to learn. And the grading scales are, they had a grade on the curve now, bro. Like I think
Yes.
it's like a 50% curve. So
Yeah.
you can give a child a piece of paper and they can turn that motherfucker back in with FU on there, and you can't give them lower than a 50.
Yeah. I sent Melanie this grading scale uh where like I think a 60% was a C or some shit. Like and she was and she was like, yeah, ours ain't quite like that right yet, but she like, but it's close though. I'm like, a 60% is a C? Nigga, that's crazy. That's but it's all systematically set up to keep us at a certain status. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I'm not gonna just say blacks. I'm gonna say blacks and Latinos. And if you white and happen to be in our neighborhood, you're fucked too. You know what I'm saying?
And see, and and I and see now, thank God, I'm fortunate enough to reverse it. I put my kids in, you know what I'm saying, over there where they
Got
are
to.
teaching that shit.
You got to.
I just see a difference, bro, in my kids. This their first year of going to they in private school, Catholic school.
Christ the King, right?
Yeah, I see a difference. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Just in everything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? When it comes to them. What up, Nick? I
Uh,
see a difference when it comes to everything with them. You know what I'm saying? From behavior to and your environment is huge. Okay.
yeah.
My daughters were going into seventh grade. And when she was at the school she was at, the songs of choice was Lil Durk and all of that type of shit. I
Yeah,
went
yeah.
to a daddy daughter dance at the new school, and all them other songs coming on. I'm like, how the hell you know this shit? How you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I guess we call the white songs or the white, that,
yeah.
and she know this shit. And I just seen a whole different shift in my kids after putting them in a different environment, bro. I couldn't imagine my son finna go to third grade. I couldn't imagine him being in that second grade class while I teach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's thriving so much at this private school. He's gotten straight A's every market period this year.
That's good.
Like every market period, he's got straight
Yeah.
A's. You know what I'm saying? And so it's the environments, bro. Like you say, we set up to fail, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's sad, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what it is. They setting us up to fail. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate for us that in order for our kids to succeed, we got to take them out of that and put them somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And then it's gonna cost us money to do it because any type of public school that you put them in, going in that same curriculum, that same grading scale, and it's set up to just say, okay, they can't read, pass them along. They can't do math, pass them along.
Because
They can't tell time.
it's only benchmark grades that they can actually fail. So I think it's like, is it third? Whatever it's
I think it's
third, fifth, and seventh. It's something like that. If you're not in them grades, they can't fail you, bro. Like you can
Yeah, they
get all
pass you
F,
along.
and they're gonna pass you along. What the?
Yeah, yeah. But think about this. So you got passed along in them other grades. So you don't even know shit when you get to seventh grade.
Right?
Because you got passed along from fourth, fifth, and sixth. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, make it harder for the parents. And then most parents are single parents. So and then you gotta work. You ain't got time to put the extra work in with your kid like that. You know what I'm saying? And then you get frustrated with the kid because they can't read. You like, man, what you mean? You go to school every day. They not they not teaching that shit
But
like that.
I'm gonna tell you this too, though. I'm trying to be careful with my words, but fuck it, man. We gonna do it.
Man,
Like
this bringing a business, motherfucker. Say what you got to say.
they drop garbage off to us. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When it comes to the kids, like you're not at home. Like again, this paper that I just finished writing talked about how parents are the first teachers.
Yeah.
Your relationship, the relationship that parents establish, help you establish relationships moving forward in life.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not establishing, first of all, you're the first teacher. You're not teaching nothing. You're not establishing a positive or a healthy relationship. So you're not teaching this kid how to do this thing when they get older and go into the real world. And the real world right now, I'm talking about is schools. So
Right.
you're dropping off unruly, undisciplined, disrespectful, children to us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how you gonna teach them? You know what I'm saying? Like you got to deal. Man, the classrooms are so disruptive, bro. You got to deal with behaviors and all that shit before you can even start teaching.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like you
I
got
know.
to deal with
Yeah.
that before you can even start teaching. So imagine somebody in my position. I was a prep teacher, right? This past year, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna change, like I say, when I finish get my degree and shit. But so the class I taught, think about this, bro. I didn't give grades. So
Huh?
yeah, I didn't give grades. It's a prep class. It's just so think about this. I had the kids for an hour and 20 minutes every day, right? So ain't no detention. I don't give a grade, so you don't get a grade from me. And when I call your house, your parent tell me like, "What you want me to do?" This that. And that. What can I? what leg do I have to stand on? You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I can't. You don't have detention. The only thing I could do is call the thing, like man, just come get. Or he'd be like, man, just send him out, send him to the office or some shit. So ain't no detention, so ain't no consequences that way. I can't fail you, and your parents saying whatever. What leg do I have to stand on to correct the behavior of this child? The only thing that I have is just hope that the child likes me as
Right.
a likes and
Mm-hmm.
respects me. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying, as a man and as a teacher. And so
That's it.
that's what I was able to establish was a level of respect, from the kids or whatever. They like me and everything like that. So that that's what I rolled all year. The beginning part of the year, see, I'm smarter than the average bell. I told them that their grade was attached to their social studies grade or some shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, I part of your social studies grade come from me. You know what I'm saying? So that helped me until they got a rapport with me.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to, man, I went through some ups and downs this past year, man. Like I took my bumps and bruises. I learned a lot. Um, Towards the middle of the year, I caught my stride. It was on. You know what I'm saying? Like it was on from there. But man, dealing with these kids, man, it's rough, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's rough.
But it's the world we live in today. Like you made a key point on accountability and consequences for actions. Like if you look at the world today, it's a lot of that going on. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to do whatever they want to do, and then they just like, okay, so why I gotta get punished for that? I should be able to do what I want. You know what I'm saying? And like you said in school, so if there's no accountability and there's no repercussion to anything that you do, why would I care?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when we grew up, and I'm not saying that it should go back to this, but I'm gonna tell the people how it was. When you didn't do your work, you got an F,
Right.
and
just
you was
that
prone.
just that fucking simple.
Just that simple. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no gray area. And then when you act up, well, in most schools you had to paddle.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You had to paddle, and your parents weren't coming up there snapping on the dean or the principal or the teacher and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we trusted that the teacher and the principal and whatever people that was up there in that school was doing right by your kid. He deserved to get his ass whooped or her get her ass whooped.
And you know who you sending up there. You know what kids you sending there.
Yeah.
Like now I know at times kids can do stuff that's uncharacteristic. I get it. But in most of those cases, like I went through that. I told you that when my son was acting up, like
Mm-hmm.
first grade, kindergarten, one of them grade, and he did stuff that was uncharacteristic with him. But the difference is when I asked him, did he do it? He told me, yeah. So I
Mm-hmm.
knew that this teacher wasn't lying on him and everything like that. My only problem with the school was because when the teacher would call me or whatever, and because that's what I told him. I say anytime he does anything, you call me. You know what I'm saying? And I guarantee I'm gonna get him straight.
Right.
And even to the point where we would FaceTime. You know what I'm saying? I had my
Mm-hmm.
iPad, we would FaceTime, we would do it. So I started telling them another thing. I work 10 minutes away from the school. Call me
Okay.
in the middle of it, and I'm coming up there in the middle
Right.
of it. Guarantee I'm gonna get them together. Oh no, Mr. Cook, we can't allow you to do that. We can't allow that to happen. To for you to come into school and I asked the principal and all that. Do you want the behavior corrected? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, yeah, we want it. Let me come up there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna tell you what my child ain't gonna do. I ain't gonna tell you he's not gonna come up there tomorrow and act a fool. I'm telling you what I'm gonna do in the midst of him doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get his mind right in the midst of him doing that. Well, yeah, we can't allow you. Only thing we can do is call you. And okay, well, you don't want the problem solved.
But see, I'm telling you, it here's a problem.
But hold on, let me say this real quick.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
But you charting everything he do, and that shit going his record though. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So you gonna write on my son, and and you gonna, you know what I'm saying, do all this charting that with a record that's gonna follow him through his life, but you don't want me to come up there and get it together though.
But see, but the problem is this. In the past, certain things happen, obviously, right? Like where a kid probably got beat, you know what I'm saying, by the parent or beat, you know what I'm saying, and in certain instances it got took to the extremes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But and okay, let me finish my thought. And then from that, they took it to the extreme. So now it's like, no, you can't touch the kid. You know what I'm saying? I can't allow you to touch the kid. No. Yeah, but sometimes a kid need to be disciplined.
Yes.
And discipline don't just come from verbal talking.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So if you think that you can talk to every kid firmly, or you could talk to every kid, no, Jimmy, you can't act like that. You know, no, please stop it. I'm gonna count to 10. If you think that every kid is going to react to that, then you're crazy.
Yes.
But the thing is, because of the extremes that happened, that was very few. Now it's like they patterned their system off of that few instances that happened. And now, like, as parents, we feel like we can't touch our kids. You know how many houses I've been to where these kids are acting up. Now mind you, if you called me over to your house and said, BJ is acting a fool right now, can you do something? I'm gonna look at you as a father and say, well, first of all, there's nothing criminal that's happening right now. There is no need for you to call me over here. You know what I'm saying? But those are the calls that you get. And then when I tell the parent, just beat, you know what I'm saying? Just give him a whooping. Discipline him. I can't hit him. If I hit him, they don't call DCFS for disciplining your child. I said, no, DCFS gets called for
Abuse.
beating and for abuse. I said, it doesn't get called for disciplining your child.
And you didn't start early enough.
No,
You know
you
what I'm
didn't.
saying? You didn't start early enough with discipline. You didn't start early enough with structure. You didn't start early enough with, with morals and values. That's a lot of the problem too. Because
Yeah.
if you start early, you can't wait till a child is 12 and then try to discipline.
Yeah,
Or
when you've been letting him do whatever he want that whole
right.
time, no. Because
And
they ain't
now
gonna
he
honor that
now he
shit.
got out of control, and now you won't no, it don't work like that.
Yeah, it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. Yeah, I don't.
You know, so,
It's sad though, because especially in our community, you know what I'm saying? I'm only gonna talk about, I'll say this, black and brown communities. I mean, I'm gonna specifically focus on ours because we're black, but it's sad because when it comes all back around to what we're saying, it's a system that's designed to keep us at a certain level. And then we're so brainwashed as adults that we're helping that. You know what I'm saying? We're more, what we worry about is going to the club, buying nice things, shoes, clothes, jewelry, cars. We worry about our status. You know what I'm saying? And understanding that, nigga, you bought a Mercedes, but you stay in Inglewood
in an apartment
in
or
an
a house
apartment.
or a house you rent.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then you going to go out and buy jewelry. Man, I just bought this nice little, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, you could barely pay your rent.
What Kanye say? And I spent $400 on this just to be like, nigga, you ain't up on
You
this.
ain't up on this. And that's the mindset, where our mindset should be to educate ourselves, you know what I'm saying, educate our children, have them do better than what we have done. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that's my mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I
So
told you.
I think I told you this. So one day, Nick was he was at Boone practice, and he doing a drill or whatever. I mean, he doing a 707 or whatever at the practice, and he do a move on a kid, and the kid like tear his shirt. So his shirt like damn near torn off of him or whatever. Luckily, I had a shirt in the back of my truck that I had bought him that I was gonna take back, but I just never did. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, it was like $7. You know what I'm saying? I'll keep it just in case he need it. So Dad, you still got that t-shirt? I said, yeah, let me go run it to the truck and grab it for you, right? So in the midst of me running to the truck and grabbing it, he took off his shirt and just continued to do the practice. So one of the kids, was like, man, Nick, man, Brother Bryce got you right, boy. You know what I'm saying? You cut up, you know what I'm saying? So of course my son like, man, you gaining the motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? So I'm laughing at that shit. But in my head as a father, I'm like, damn, that motherfucker body, you know what I'm saying? They got him right. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that to myself. So me and his mom was like, I was telling her about the situation, and she was like, yeah, you jealous of him or something like that, right? You know what I'm saying? And I said, nah, not jealous. I said, that's my son. I said, I've never had a body like that. But for my son to have a body like that, I said, I'm proud. You know what I'm saying? To even say that's, you know what I'm saying? I put him in an environment where he had the training. His trainer, it trains with colleges. So, you know what I'm saying? So I put him in an environment where he was able to get to that level. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not a level, it's not a jealousy thing for me. It's more a proud as a father. Like,
Right.
I was able to put him in an environment where he's better than me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? His high school is better than mine. So his education is going to be better than mine. He's going to be smarter than me.
His neighborhood is better than yours.
His neighborhood is better than mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all those things is like, it makes me feel good because it's like, okay, I want to make sure that I'm building him up to be better than me. So if I'm making 150,000,
he's supposed to stand on your shoulders.
Exactly. If I'm making 150,000, that means you're supposed to be making 300, 400 when you get there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to do. And I think like if we start to think like that as Black people, then and start worrying about like I think we had a conversation about when we was talking about cars, and we was like, you driving a car, you trying to get this fancy car, you can't see the car when you driving that motherfucker. You getting a nice car so everybody else can say something about the car. You know what I'm saying? The car really ain't for you unless when you get out and wash it and, you know what I'm saying, wax it down and all that shit. But for the majority of the time, when you driving around in the car, it's for other people to see. You know what I'm saying? And we got to get out of that mindset as like, yes, do you want nice things? You don't work to not have nice things. I completely agree with that. But it's to a certain extent, though.
Right. And it's after you've already worked and gotten yourself somewhere. We want that nice shit when you still down here making minimum wage.
Right. And that's why we go, and you made up a good point another time we was talking. The reason why we don't acquire wealth because we spend our money on stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? We paying the tickets and the parking fines and, you know what I'm saying, and the late payments and shit on, you know what I'm saying? We paying all those stupid shit because we're trying to acquire things that we can't afford. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to go places that you can't go right now. And it's like, why? Just to say, man, I went here, I did. You can't afford that shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I tell people, man, I had a discussion with some of the guys that was talking about awareness. Like, yeah, man, that's going to bring awareness. Man, look here. I told them, man, them people ain't scared of us being aware no more. Like, they was worried about us being aware in the 60s and 70s and all that. Like, oh, shit, they aware that this going to happen. Man, we just spent the last 30, 40 years being aware of what's going on, and we still doing the same shit, bro.
Because it's a small percentage of us that's aware and actually doing something, but the vast majority of us know about the awareness, but we're choosing to do the same shit. That's the problem right there. You can be aware of a lot of things like this, B. I don't know if you know this about me, but lately I've been on my health kick where I think I told you I don't eat chips, I don't drink pop. I'm looking at labels and shit. And I'm trying to make sure what I'm putting in my body. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you can notice, but I'm slimming down. You know what I'm saying?
So
Because
you've been that strict?
yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also following this guy who kind of teaching me, like, you know, because like I'm gonna go back to the days when we made Kool-Aid. You know why? Because I know what's in it. I can get some lemon juice, throw that in there, and throw some sugar in there. That's the only ingredients in there, right? It's everything. Now you go and buy these juices but that's another thing. But I said all to say that. Damn, I lost my train of thought. What was you talking about before that?
What's up? What was we at? I don't know. I forgot what we just finished at.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought because I'm just saying like I'm so strict with how I do things. You know what I'm saying? Because this world is designed to keep. You know what I'm saying? Like even with our bodies, B. Look at the things we put in our bodies. You know what I'm saying? It's designed that way. You know what I'm saying? So and like we aware, that's what we're talking about, awareness. So we are aware of a lot of stuff, but we still do it though. We're aware that alcohol can mess up our liver, and mess up our kid. We're aware of all of that, but we still gonna drink. We're aware that smoking causes cancer and mess up our lungs. We still gonna smoke. You see what I'm saying? Like we know it's like we're aware of a lot of things, but it doesn't matter. Because if you're going to be aware of it but still do it, it doesn't matter. It's the awareness comes about when you actually act on it.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? If you're not acting on it, then you
Ain't no
can
point.
know it ain't no point in it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no point. You know what I'm saying? You tell people all the time, and it's in the Bible. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Now you take the sword out and you say the gun. So it's been proven year after year, summer after summer. You know what I'm saying? But they still don't want to put the guns down. You know what I'm saying?
See, but you know what? In most cases, though, it's the youth, right?
Yeah.
In most cases, it's the youth. Uh, um, and wisdom, what they say, wisdom is not wasted on the youth, or wisdom and youth don't mix. I'm gonna give you two quick examples. Like in my neighborhood, everybody went to grammar school together. I went to Catholic school, but for the most part, everybody went to grammar school together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once you got like, so that means everybody grew up playing together. Everybody from the neighborhood grew up playing together. So when you got like at the earliest probably seventh grade, but at the definitely eighth grade or whatever like that, in my neighborhood, you kind of chose your mob, gang wise, and for
Yep.
the most part, you were either gonna be GD or you was gonna be a folk on the hustle. Like those were the two predominantly, what I'm saying, gangs in my
Yeah,
neighborhood.
yours. Yeah.
So so you grew up playing together. And then your eighth grade year, definitely your freshman year, whatever like that, you went your separate ways due to this gang coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you spent all your teenage years and your 20s shooting and fighting each other and trying to kill each other and doing this, that, and other, right? And now, from the late 30s and we into our 40s, everybody hang together again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Father's Day, everybody was all in the park together. Everybody hang together again.
Yeah.
So I say all that to say, like, we waste all these youth years with all this dumb shit, only to, if you're fortunate enough to make it to 40 or 37, 30, and you done been to the joint, you know what I'm saying, or you done been shot, or you done been,
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying, this, that, and the other. And it took all that for you to finally realize, like, man, that shit was stupid. I used to play with Buddy, man. You know what I'm saying? I know his mama, man. I know his, so
Yeah.
a lot of our time is just wasted, bro.
Yeah. And the crazy thing about time be, it ain't gonna wait for nobody. It don't stop. And it's like this. It's like this. I can remember back in my head, it's clear as day, the times me and you hanging out on Wentworth, kicking it. You know what I'm saying? It don't even feel like it was that long ago.
Unreal. And see, that right there is what's pushing me through this grad school.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was nervous starting out. I was excited and nervous, and now that I'm in it, like fuck, oh, it's a year. A year is gonna go by either way, whether I do something or not. That year going by, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm just looking at it like I see a light at the end of the tunnel, and so I'm telling myself, because you know what I'm saying. Obviously my pay will be tremendously more. Um, I can kind of put myself in cruise control. So I'm telling myself, you grind and hustle and do this for 1 year to set yourself up for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
So that's my mind frame right now. You know what I'm saying? Grind, hustle, this shit hard. This shit, all this for a year. And then the rest of your life is smoother.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
Because like you just said, that time is gonna go. And I'm already into that year. Meaning like I
Right.
graduate like in May. You know what I'm saying? So like it ain't even a whole 12 months no more. It's like 11 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Then I look up, it's gonna be 10 months. Then I look
Mm-hmm.
up, it's gonna be 7 months. Then I look, you know what I'm saying? So man, time is gonna go, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna it's
You gonna
gonna it's
do it.
gonna whine regardless. Yeah, it's gonna whine regardless. So then you might as well do something with it. Instead of sitting on your ass, so you might as well do something with it. 'Cause, I mean, I gotta tell you, I'm about to be 45. Luckily for me, I can't speak for everybody else. Luckily for me, I don't feel 45.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
You know what I'm saying? Luckily for me, I still can get out here and run and jump and do, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, it don't feel like I'm 20.
And you don't look it.
Right. And I
You
don't
see
look it.
some you see some of these people we grew up with, man, males and females, people look bad, bro.
Yeah. Dude, I'm glad you said this. So look, do you remember a name, Kofi?
Off by the church.
So I'm working at the Jewel right there on 87th Street. Now, this the only person in the world that I know named this name, right? You know anybody else named Kofi?
Uh-huh.
So I'm sitting at Jewel, I'm working a little part-time, and he walks up to me. He works there. He walks up to me. He had a mask on though, so you can't really see his face. So he walks up to me like, man, what's going on, man? He said, man, we still here, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking. I mean, who the fuck is this dude talking? You know what I'm saying? Because he had a mask on. I looked down at his name tag, Kofi. I immediately know who he is because that's the only person on this world I know named Kofi. I say, man, what's going on with you, man? I said, man, I ain't seen you. He said, man, yeah, man. He said, we still here, man. We know what I'm saying. Bro, this nigga working the Jewel, bro. I mean, he don't look bad enough. I mean, obviously, you know what I'm saying, you 40-something years old working a Jewel, but I mean, hey, a job is a job. Good. Hey, as long as you got something to, support yourself or your family or
Right.
whatever,
As long as you ain't
it
out here
is.
hitting
But
folks upside the head and all that shit.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
But I just say you brought that to you made me remember that because I meant to tell you that, but I kept forgetting
Yeah,
and
I
how my
remember
mind is.
him and OC and all them guys, man, from around the old church we went to. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
What's the
remember
name? The other dude got killed. The one that say right across the street.
was that like Randolph or Red,
Yeah, yeah.
some shit like that, right?
Yeah, yeah. He got killed. 'Cause remember his sisters would be finding the motherfucker.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
all that, man.
yeah. Yeah, I remember,
Remember,
dude. He walked up to me, man. I'm like, I looked at the name. I said, man, you'll probably never in your. Maybe it's some other people named Kofi, but I guarantee you that name is so unique that it ain't that many Kofis in this world.
Huh?
That's how I knew immediately who he was. Not because of, I mean, he looked the same, but it's just that he had a mask on. Now, once you start to look at him, you realize, okay, that's Kofi. But yeah, man, I meant to tell you
But
that
you
though.
know, you see so many people now our age, man. Obviously, obviously they overweight. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I was obviously heading down that path and still got some work to do, but caught myself and everything like that. They overweight. People grill messed up, as far as teeth, oral
yeah, yeah,
hygiene fucked up.
yeah,
Uh, all that just smoking and drinking at night, partying, living a rough life. Some people actually drugging. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Some of these girls went through abusive relationships where they got beat up on all the time and shit like that. So
Mm,
it's a lot of factors that factor into the way you're looking and the way that you're living now, whatever. So, but yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
it makes a difference, man. I hate when people say to me, like, because I don't push nothing on people. Like, I tell people, like, what I do, you know what I'm saying? And how, I'm watching, like, what I put in my body. And you'll get people say, you got to die some way, you know what I'm saying?
That's
And my
ignorant.
thing is this, it's ignorant, but I look at it like this. It's inevitable, right? It's nothing that we can do, you know what I'm saying, that's going to prevent us from passing on from this earth. But for one, I want to stay as long as I possibly can. And when I go, I want to go peacefully. I don't want to go where I'm struggling and I'm in pain and all that for all the abuse I did to my body, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, we're gonna die eventually. That's that. I mean, that's the truth of anything. Like, that's something that you can't get around. Like, it's certain things that if I walk this way, this won't happen. If I do, you know what I'm saying? Yes. But when it comes to life and death, this is that's it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no getting around that. But when people say that stupid stuff to me, it's like because you're not willing to be disciplined enough to do what I'm doing. That's your response to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, I mean, you're right. I mean, you're right. We got to die some way. I mean, if you choosing to die that way, then that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you to do what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to. But if you look at me and see like, man, what he doing working though. Now, if you still don't want to do it, then that's fine. You know what I'm saying? You can eat all the chips and the cakes and the hostess cupcakes. You do all that all you want. That's fine. I'm not telling you not to, but don't shit on me because of what I'm doing and try to tell me, well, you ain't living life. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I am. I am living life.
You know that they say ain't it ain't really no old fat people,
Yeah, because they dead.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You
You
know?
don't really find no old 90-year-old, old 80-year-old, old, a fat 80-year-old or
Yeah.
fat 75-year-old too. You ain't gonna too much find that.
No, because they already gone. You know what I'm
Yup,
saying?
exactly.
So,
So
yeah,
yeah,
man.
health is wealth, knowledge is wealth. You know what I'm saying? People, man, we know that a lot of this stuff was planted and everything like that, but we ain't gotta fall for the okie doke no more, y'all. You
We
know,
don't.
and we ain't gonna get it all the way together. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, we gotta get it together, man.
We got to at least start piecing it together, though.
Right.
I mean, like you said, we ain't gonna get it all together, but we got to start piecing it together, man.
And we can't fall for every trick
Yeah,
over and over again. Like some of this shit, you're supposed to get smarter. Like, okay, last time, motherfucker did this. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like this time, I ain't gonna let him do it. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Over and over again. I see, of course, 2, 3 times. That may be excessive, but okay, I can understand that. But to the fact where we never changed that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, where I live at now, I grew up around here with my grandparents and everything like that. And I still see some of these guys now, man, that I grew up with. And obviously in
Yeah.
my own neighborhood where I grew up, the same thing, man. And it's just like, damn, bro, you still doing that, man? Or you still, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't tired of that shit yet. And even something simple as the club. Like, you ain't tired of the
Yeah.
club, but you ain't tired of that shit, ain't it? Let me tell you this real quick before we get up out of here. I was out, I was outside last night. Just went outside, you know what I'm saying, hang with the guys and all that. And just on my way home, I realized like why I don't be out all the time. It's
Hmm.
just wild outside, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I know with your occupation you see it and know it and just
Yeah.
being on the streets, policing it and everything. It's just wild outside, bro.
Yeah.
From people speeding by to people fighting to flashing lights everywhere to you look over here, she twerking. Hey, it's just wild out there, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I'm like,
mean,
I'm like, man, I'm lame as hell. Like, man, let me ever get my ass, you know what I'm saying, in this house or whatever. It's just wild outside, bro.
yeah.
Especially a Friday, Saturday. Man, you wake up. Another thing I used to find funny, man. I like to wake up early, like on Saturdays and shit like that, to go handle my business, or early Sunday morning or whatever the case may be. And it's funny, you wake up on Saturday morning, 6, 7 o'clock, you out there going do whatever you want to do. You see so many cars wrapped around poles, and this car hit the tree. This car hit the.
Hmm.
Damn, what the fuck happened last night?
I see it all the time, B. I mean, hey, I don't know when we gonna learn, man, but I don't know, dude. Hopefully we'll figure it out, man. I don't know. I try to stay optimistic and positive, man. So I just say I hope we
Yeah.
figure it out, man.
And another thing I just try to do, I try to change the people. I try to touch as many people as I can, bro. And some people you're not gonna touch them. Some people you're not gonna reach them. So
Yeah.
those ones, you pray for them or do whatever. But the ones who won't change and won't help, you
You
help them.
help 'em. Yeah,
And
you
I'm
help
willing.
'em.
I'm willing to do so. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like obviously my household, and then like
Right.
anybody else that needs help and needs whatever guidance or whatever like that, I'm willing to do so. People that's not, yeah, keep them away from me, man.
Yeah, I mean, can't let nobody bring you down, shit. So, I mean, I agree with that for sure.
All right, man. You gonna keep enjoying North Dakota, man. Um, yeah, man. When you other than Carson Wentz, who else? Who else is somebody we can talk? Who else do we know from? Matter of fact, that's your homework, man. When you come back, you
Yeah,
got to gave me another couple athletes, or athletes, famous people, comedians, movie stars. You got
something,
to
huh?
give me some North Dakotians, man.
I'm gonna try to figure it out. I'm gonna do some research, see what I can come
Yeah.
up with.
Hey, and it's funny. It's funny. You in North Dakota, man, I get up out of here in the morning. I'm going to Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's in Detroit?
Just gonna hang out. I got some family there. It's,
Okay.
it's the wife's birthday, so we was just trying to find somewhere to go. So just a little short little trip. We can get up out of here for a couple of days. Just go up to Detroit,
Oh,
kick it.
okay.
So tomorrow we are the White Sox are playing the Tigers up there. So that's the first
Oh,
stop.
okay.
We're gonna go to the game, and then other than that, man, just me and the kids. We just gonna tour around
Find something to
Detroit,
do,
man.
huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Work with
That's
Detroit and
dope.
see how that goes. So. Yeah, so I
That's
definitely
dope.
catch you when you get back, man. Y'all have safe travels coming back, man. When y'all come back?
Uh, I don't know. We may try to come back tomorrow, man, after the camp. We'll see. I'm gonna see, man. If I can make the drive, I'll try to just come on back tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
I think he got practice or something on Monday, so he probably want to get back. So we'll try to make that trip back.
All right, man. Y'all be careful, man. Be safe, man. I'll catch you when you get back.
All right, do the same when you head to Detroit, boy.
All right. Business.